Greetings, everyone. Curt Soloff here with LearnBridge Online. And last week I played I played a little group challenge, which I'll tell everybody about in a little bit. But I played a little group challenge with a few friends, actually with a few students and another teacher on BridgeBase. And our very first board out of the chute was a highly distributional hand. And one of the most common questions I get or requests for students with their lessons, they say, Curt, can you help us with these really distributional hands? We don't know how to deal with them. We don't know what to do. And so I got the great idea that, hey, I'm going to give this hand to Maryellen and see what she does with it. So what do you think, Maryellen? Are you ready for a little distributional challenge?
Absolutely. Sign me up. I'm ready for it. So let's do it.
All right, let's get into it. Oh yes, this business of the challenges, by the way, if you haven't discovered them, on BridgeBase, you can host what is called a group challenge. You can find it, I think, right off the main screen on BridgeBase. And what you can do is you can decide how many boards you want to play. I think the default is 8. And you can pick the format, imps or match points. And then you can invite up to 4 of your friends. And then you have 3 days to play these boards. And either after the 3 days are completed, or I think once everybody has finished their hands, you'll get a little message back with your results on BridgeBase, and it'll show you how you did in comparison with your friends. So it's kind of a fun little format and has been really useful as a teaching tool.
It's always nice to see how other people played the same hand. Makes it
and you can only take so much from the results because it's such a small sample size. It'd be kind of nice if you could invite more than 4 people. But in any event, let me show you this hand.
Okay.
We had the fireworks from the go on this one. Maryellen has taken the south seat for this one. What I'll do is I'll just emulate exactly what happened at my table with the other hands, and we'll put you to some decisions here.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Well, you probably like your hand, and I'm sure you were planning on opening this hand.
Well, yeah. When I have 13 points, right?
Yeah, you got enough to open. You've got this bit of a distributional freak with the long clubs and some hearts. Well, this is what happens. East is the dealer and opens a spade in front of you.
Yes, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clubs. So I would think I would just bid 2 clubs.
Seems like a good plan. Start with an overcall of your long suit.
Okay. I'm gonna do it.
All right, so what we saw next was West, who hasn't had a chance to bid yet. Bidding diamonds, of course, new suit by responder at the 2 level is forcing, right? Not game forcing, but forcing for at least a round.
Okay.
And then the opener raises diamonds, and it's back to you.
So yes, this is always a question. So these are my thoughts. I have 7 clubs, so I think technically maybe I could say, well, then I would have to be 4 clubs.
You can bid your clubs again, but yeah, you will be doing
at a very high. And the thing that I'm seeing is my partner hasn't bid at all. So I only have 13 points. I'm almost thinking of passing, but I hate to pass. This is a decision, right?
Absolutely. And this is exactly what everybody faced because everybody participating in this challenge, the auction started the same way for everyone. And where things turned was at this second bid for South.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's a hard one.
If you were to bid your clubs.
Yes.
Now, you have 7 of them. There are a few holes in that suit, right? No ace, no jack, no 10. So suit quality may be a little bit of an issue. And here's a question that I would ask you as well. If you decide to bid more clubs, what if partner is short in clubs? What if partner has, say, a singleton club, but has 4 or 5 hearts? You
Right.
might then have wished that you got the hearts into the auction, right?
Yes. Good point. Right.
Now, the heart's not a great suit, right? I mean, okay, but you only have 4 of those.
Right.
Ace 10 fourth. This seems like it could be a little risky.
So, I mean, I guess if I was non-vulnerable and I was feeling up to it, I might bid. You know,
Well, you are non-vulnerable, so you have that going for you.
true.
So let me tell you what happened
Yes,
that generated a lot of discussion about this hand among the group. So the students in the group passed with your hand as well.
they did.
And at that point, the opponents actually went on to a game. East-West went ahead and bid a game. What I did and what the other teacher did who played in the event, we both decided to bid 3 hearts. And I think we want to talk about that because my students were really surprised. They thought that was very aggressive.
Yeah, right. I mean, I would also think that's very aggressive to bid hearts. Right, right.
So let me give you a little food for thought. If you bid 3 hearts, which eventually I will talk you into doing.
Of course.
So think about, what does partner know about your hand if you bid 3 hearts? Well, for starters, I would say that partner knows you don't have 5 of them. Why would I say that?
I would have bid them if I had them.
You might have overcalled the hearts. Of course, if the clubs are longer than the hearts, you might still start with a club overcall. Or if you were 5-5 or 6-5, something like that, couldn't you use your Michael's Q bid here and bid 2 spades to show spades in a minor with a big distributional hand? So
Right.
this is why I always tell people, be thinking about what didn't happen. Those inferences about bids that were available that were not made are so important, right? And
True.
I love being able to show when I have a 2-suiter, a true 2-suiter, 5-5, 6-5, 6-6, some freak like that. I want both of my suits in the auction as early as possible, unless the hand's just not good enough or the vulnerability is wrong, something that would talk me out of trying to make that bid and force partner to, say, choose a suit at the 3 level perhaps, or something like that, right?
Right.
But I love these bids where we can get 2 suits in at once, right? With one bid. Well, you didn't do that. You didn't bid 2 spades to show hearts and a minor. If you bid 3 hearts now, this should be exactly 4 hearts and at least 5, probably more than 5 clubs if you're bidding this way. If you're bidding this aggressively on your own, when we have heard nothing from partner, partner has shown no values, right?
Yes.
Now,
I think that's why I would have been nervous to show my hearts, because I would think partner has nothing. And
well, partner probably, the way the opponents are bidding, partner does have a weak hand, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't still compete when we are this distributional. And because there's that chance that partner can have some hearts, I kind of want to get him into the auction. But one of my students asked me, well, yeah, but what if you're in a terrible spot? What if partner can't support hearts? And my response was, well, partner can take a preference back to clubs, because that's known to be our long suit, right? So there are 2 chances for us, 2 places to play.
good point. And if you were going to bid 4 clubs anyway in your head, your heart bid is under that, so you could do both if you had to.
That is a great point, right?
Yeah.
If you are always willing to bid 4 clubs on this hand, then 3 hearts is a free bid along the way.
Right. So why not?
All right. Did I talk you into it yet?
You did. I'm ready for it. I'm doing it.
All right.
3 hearts. It is. Makes sense to me now.
All right. So what happened at my table after three hearts was a double. So it looks like West may have something in hearts. Partner immediately took a preference to four clubs.
Okay.
And let's see, did East bid four diamonds? I think East bid four diamonds. But at this stage, I went ahead and bid five clubs.
Okay.
Well, you're up for four. If you're in for four, you're in for five,
Might as
right?
well go for five, right? Exactly.
All right. Well, I got doubled there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's time to pass.
All
Well,
right.
we're in game.
And the robots like to lead king
Oh,
from ace king. You know what I think we can do on this hand? There really is nothing to the play. So as expected, partner has a very weak hand, right?
yes.
And you have to lose the ace of clubs. You're going to have to lose the ace of spades. Can't get around those. And you're going to have to lose a heart, but you'll be able to rough your other hearts in the dummy.
Yep. So really, then you're down two for this?
Actually, just down one.
Just down one.
So
Okay.
let's see here. Let's claim our 10 tricks and let everybody see all four hands here.
Oh, wow.
So this wasn't truly a sacrifice because the opponents still could have bid five diamonds, right? We didn't take away five diamonds from them by bidding five clubs, and they make five diamonds. They lose one spade and the ace of hearts, right?
Right.
And that's all they have to lose.
So actually, it's better to go down the one doubled than let them play in diamonds and make all the points that they would, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you believe that they have a game, and the one of the other topics we discussed about this south hand was how much defense do you have?
Yep. Yeah.
And I may have given the auction wrong. I think it was actually West may have actually bid four diamonds rather than East. But one thing I noted was that my partner did not double four diamonds. If my partner had good diamonds and they had stepped out of line here, then maybe I'd feel like we had more defense. But with the diamond void, and we're only going to get one spade. Remember, West didn't support spades on this auction, so his partner did open a spade, but he didn't support spades. So West was known not to have three or more spades, right?
Right.
West could have made a negative double. I mean, there are four hearts over there. That was a possibility. If West had made a negative double, I think I would have been a little worried about showing my hearts at that point.
Wow. But partner truly just didn't have any points at all.
No, and yet you only ended up down one.
I know.
As weak of a dummy as we got here.
Yeah. Amazing. Actually, that's interesting. That is a cool hand.
Yeah, and I would encourage people. Now, again, you want to watch the vulnerability, right? But I would very much encourage people, don't be afraid with these really distributional hands to bid one more. Now, I'm not going to say that you can never get in trouble. Sometimes you will. On this hand, we just needed to, because five diamonds was making, we just needed to not go down more than two, right? We could have afforded minus 300. Minus 500 would have been too much.
Yeah, and I think sometimes I know for me when being kind of an intermediate newer player, I don't necessarily think about that point. The points. I just think, can I make it or not? But if you really put it in terms of you're only going to lose one, that's only 100 points doubled. That's not so bad versus the points that they would make if they bid the suit. So
as long as they're making that game, right? You want to be pretty confident that they're making their game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this could turn out to be a phantom sacrifice, as it's called, right? You're,
Right.
you're going down on a hand where they weren't making their game. But
Exactly.
I looked at the south hand and I thought, well, I like my chances to get a spade on defense, and I think we'll get the ace of hearts, but I have too many clubs for me to think that I'm getting a club on defense. It's
Yeah.
not impossible.
No.
Certainly, I would want to lead my king of clubs and try and set up a club winner. But when we have this many clubs, there's a very good chance that the opponents, one or both of our opponents, have a singleton or a void or something like that, and we're never going to get our king on defense.
Right. So
So,
was it true that
more
most of
than
your,
a defensive hand.
sorry, what were you saying?
This is an offensive hand more than a defensive
Yes.
hand.
And it is true, most of your beginners were nervous to go to 4 clubs.
Yeah, and what happened to them as well? So when they didn't bid again over 3 diamonds, the opponents went ahead and bid 5 diamonds without any further interference.
Yes.
And so that was exactly what we ended up seeing on the score sheet. We saw a couple people in the challenge minus 400 with 5 diamonds making 5, and then we saw my result and the other instructor's result of minus only 100 for 5 clubs double. So I guess the robots decided once they were doubling hearts that they were going to go ahead and double clubs, and suddenly they weren't interested in bidding their diamond game anymore.
Wow. Yes. Well, very interesting. And I know I would not probably have bid 4 clubs. It would have made me nervous that my partner didn't bid, but interesting. Yeah. Good way to think of things.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll have to do another one of these sometime soon. So I'm going to keep an eye out for distributional hands.
Yes.
And we'll give you another shot. And hey, maybe I can even invite you to one of these prestigious challenges as well.
That would be great. Send me an email. I would love to try it. But it's good to see this because it teaches you how to look at a hand and, just not worry so much that, oh, maybe I won't make that, or,
So much about these competitive decisions. It's all about judgment.
It is.
And really not that much about conventions or anything fancy.
Yes. Well, thank you, Curt. That was
All
great.
right. Well, thanks for taking the time to look at this one, Maryellen, and thanks to all of you for joining us today. We hope you enjoy it.
Thanks so much. Bye, everyone.